Today we're going to be making collages, and this is something I think just about anybody can do with stuff you have at home. What I did first before I started my collage was I cleaned out the bookshelf where I took everything out and decided what books we were going to keep and what books we're going to give away. And then my husband also cleaned his bookshelf out, found some old textbooks from college that he was just going to give away. And then also I went to the mail. We get a lot of these things in the mail. So anything that's paper you can use to make your collage. Okay, what I like to do is start with a main subject, and then I decide what my collage is going to be about. So for this was from a textbook about speech. Okay, what I like to do is just kind of rough cut the things that I like first out of magazines, and then I'll go and do what's called fussy cutting, and I'll show you how to do that. Always rip it, of course. This I thought would be good for a background. You can rip it, and that's totally okay because it makes some interesting types of lines even when you rip it. See, I think that's pretty interesting, and I might just glue it like that. Also, you can definitely rip with more precision. If you don't have scissors, what you can do is just take your fingers, put them real close together, and just rip a little bit at a time. So if you keep your fingers super close together, you can actually get pretty specific about where you're ripping it. So if you're like, wait, I don't have any scissors, I don't know where the scissors are, I'm still cutting out. Okay, a lot of times when people use the scissors, they're looking at this part of the scissors and they're cutting with this part of the scissors. Only use the very inside part of the scissors here. So what I'm doing is I'm opening them up as wide as they can, and I'm using just the very inside part of the scissors to cut exactly what I need to cut. And I kind of move the paper around, and I never look at the end of my scissors, I'm just looking at the opening. And if you do that, kind of move it around, you can get very specific and do some really good cutting. I cut this out. Other ideas, if your kids get a lot of magazines like this, you can cut a lot of those things up and make a collage of like a new Lego scene, or if you have American Girl doll magazines, that's good too. Okay, Benjamin's? Yep, Benjamin's going to show you his collage.
Once you're done.
I'm done. And your theme is?
Hunting.
Right. Cut everything out first, and then I'm going to arrange it. Okay, so I spent a lot of time cutting things out. And I found some other things that I wanted to use at a later date too. Like this grocery cart. Isn't this amazing? So I spent a couple hours cutting some things out. Next, what I do is I start putting it together. So again, I haven't glued anything down. And what I like to do is kind of arrange things and layer them as if I'm going to put some things on there. And then to see if I like it or not, I'll kind of just take a picture, and I'll take a picture just so I will know how to glue it down. But I also like to take pictures of a couple different scenarios. Like I decided I'm not sure that I really like this guy in the picture, and so I kind of just want to see what it looks like with him and without him. Okay, if you don't have glue, this is what you can do. Just get it all arranged the way that you want it, and then take a picture. And then the picture is the artwork itself. And that way, you can share it with some of your friends and family without having the actual piece. Okay, so I think I decided I don't like this guy in there, but I do like the bird. And then when I photographed it, these flowers turned out really dark, and you just can't even see them, so I'm going to throw those out. What I like to do is make sure that the glue bottle is actually touching the paper, and you don't have to squeeze very hard. You don't want globs of glue on there. If you have a glue stick, that'll work too. but I kind of just lightly outline it. If you get all the edges, you don't really need glue in the middle. But do you see how little glue is on there? It's not a ton, right? Okay. So I'm going to glue this all down, press and hold, and then we'll come back. Okay, I'm gluing the last couple of pieces on.
One thing that helps also, if you want to spread it to the edges, you can use your finger, make sure that it gets all the way to the edges.
Last piece. Also, it turns out that flowers and plants are probably the hardest thing to cut out, so just FYI. Okay, here we go. What do we think? Not bad.